That last run, they'll try again, 2nd and 10. From the gun, here's Cousins. And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. Fletcher Cox in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long.
Good route there.
3rd and long for Cousins. Going deep for Diggs. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Taken from just outside the 30. Great blocking, nearly sprung him there. .28-yard return. And the Eagles will have great starting field position here as they take over.
Go.
They'll go with Darius Geis, who missed all of 2018 with injury. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
It's a gain of 20. First down, Eagles.
Our game not even 2 minutes old, but a quick red zone opportunity. 1st and 10 at the 19. Shotgun handoff now to Geis. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
On the ground, Geis. And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And it'll be 2nd and goal.
At the 3-yard line.
Mike, here we go. Waiting.
Gotta do better. Come on, QB, come on. Check 3.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. The 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards. They need to reverse the trend. The last 2 plays have gone backwards. Now it's 3rd and goal.
Switch. 74. Hey, team 6.
Shotgun now for Wentz. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Dallas Goedert, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Eagles have taken the early lead. And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
Let's go.
And the Vikings now heading onto the field. And on the first drive, 3 and out. I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Watch the back.
And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. A gain of 2 there on the heels of a 1-yard pickup on first.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
Throwing, Cousins. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Ronald Darby. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick 6 last week. Not a pick 6 here, but an interception.
It's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept a pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Well, that worked really well last week because he had made it all the way to the end zone. This week he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but boy, he's playing really well.
So after the INT, here's Wentz. It's complete left side to Aguilar. A good pick up there of 20 yards. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. 25 yards that time.
There's simply no sense in wasting a great catch like that on a short gain. Get downfield like you just did there and use it up that way.
No dink and dunk. And he's in. Touchdown, Eagles. Darius Geis, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Eagles add on to their lead.
Brandon, my man, just one sentence for that one. Clinic.
And that's what they've done. They lead the league in points per game this season, but it's been quick strike ability as we saw on that drive.
I think they're actually intimidating defenses because they're back on their heels right away, wondering where it's going to come from, how they're going to hit them. This group is well organized, well coached, and extremely confident in what they do.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Hey, no, easy.
Watch tight. Tight is right.
Go.
To throw, Cousins lets it fly for Thielen. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Well, partner, I guess that answers the question about whether they're going to sit on it or not.
It does. Now we'll see if they try that again.
Yeah, I think what we find on plays like that, when you take that shot, if you're unsuccessful, then you go way more conservative to finish the half, you know? I think that's the way they'll go.
We got 4. We got 4.
Hey, orbit.
On third down, Cousins. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Thielen with his first catch, and it's a first down. 12-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Minnesota. It's the Vikings in possession of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, Cousins. Left side caught by Diggs. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. To the air again, it's Cousins. He's got it complete to Diggs, right side. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It's a first down on a gain of 10. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll throw again. Cousins. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
4 down. Check.
Oh, good move. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first. Just a gain of 1 there.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there. But how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
The Vikings on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Cousins again. Throw left side on target to Thielen. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. How about 25 yards on 3rd down? They'll take it.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Draw play, Cousins to Cook. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down. Cousins from the gun on 3rd. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 13, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. So Cousins heads to the Vikings sideline, and on is Dan Bailey to try the field goal. Bailey's kick is good. And that lead is back down to 9 now. Well, that's something of a pick-me-up, and the offense certainly has struggled, but they do get the field goal before half to put 3 on the board.
Yeah, you don't want to be shut out, but let's face it, those 3 points, that's not going to solve all their problems either.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Well, later tonight, we have more football. Sunday night football, a good one out west. Steelers and Chargers might see equal amounts of black and gold mixed with a powder blue in the stands for that one. And then tomorrow, Monday night football, Detroit and Green Bay battle in the NFC North from Lambeau Field. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Throwing his Wentz. Dancing to his left. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. And now out comes Minnesota. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Hey, we got 4.
And he powers his way up past the 30. It'll be a pickup of 5, and that leaves him with 5 more. 3rd and 5 now.
I remember the first time I saw Dalvin Cook play in college. I was watching him on TV, called a scouting friend of mine and said, "Who is this guy? He's special." And he said, "Dude, you're watching a home run hitter on the field."
Yeah, he was special in Tallahassee. Left Florida State their all-time leader in rushing yards and touchdowns. Here's Cousins. And he'll find Thielen on the right side. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A first down for Minnesota. Cousins finding Thielen. Cousins now hitting on 2/3 of his passes. 10 for 15 so far. 1st and 10. And across the midfield stripe into Eagle territory. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1.
Hey, Steven. We got 4.
The Eagles' 49-yard line.
Bravo.
From just shy of midfield, Cousins. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long.
I'm here all day.
Zebra.
51's the mic. Here we go.
From the shotgun, it's Cousins. Finding some room at midfield. And Cook has it, left side. He gets it across the 50 and down to the 48. It's a 15-yard pickup, but it'll lead to a 4th down. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. Here's Matt Weil now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
2nd and 9 now from the 21. Now Wentz. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the second down play, they burn the timeout, making him sweat out the final few ticks here in the second quarter. Eagles coming up here on a 3rd and long, so Wentz and company with some work to do after the sack. Not wanting to risk another sack, they'll play it safe with a run. And they will get to him behind the line, but the clock continues to tick down. So we come upon halftime with 9 points separating these two teams. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, so the Eagles with the lead, and they're going to get this football first as the 3rd quarter gets underway. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their own 24. Bringing it in, Jackson left side. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion. On 2nd and a couple, Wentz. And complete to Zach Ertz. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. Boy, he ran free there after the catch as that winds up going for 38.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. The loss of 3 on that first down pass play. Now 2nd and 13. To throw, it's Wentz. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. Wentz going to lead his guys up 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. To throw is Wentz. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Anthony Harris. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Cook, and nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. You don't see that a ton, do you? A cornerback coming over to the middle of the field to make a run tackle.
That's someone with a ton of confidence to feel like nothing is pressuring him on his side of the field. Sees that the ball's moved to the middle and just sprints over there to help out. He ends up getting the tackle. Well played.
It's a first down on a gain of 10.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, Cousins. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. Rodney McLeod that time able to knock it away.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10.
Hey, 4 down.
A give to Cook out of the gun. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Nigel Bradham brings him down.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Hey, Ken. Hey, Delta.
From the gun, here's Cousins. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. That'll put him at 77 yards receiving for the ball game. It's a first down.
I don't care how many times we say it, I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
From the 45 on 2nd down, Cousins. He's got the connection over the middle to Diggs. 7 yards there and a first down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 47-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Listen to me. Smith. Check Mike 54. Mike 54. I hope you brought your
Cousins. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. 16 yards, a first down.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get...
Look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Vikings are able to make this a close game again.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run, and one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
That's fielded in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They start on the ground with Geis. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
On 2nd and 2, Wentz. Right side caught by Jackson. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. 27 yards there, a first down. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. On first down, this is Geis. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's been a good one so far, just a 2-point game here as we get set for quarter number 4. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Let's go. Mike,
Wentz. And he's going to be hit and taken down. Back right around the 48-yard line. Danielle Hunter, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. On 3rd and long, it's Wentz. And unable to connect, incomplete. Now give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. I think you'd have to say defensively, these guys are doing their job pretty well, right?
Yeah, we talked about them holding them under 20 points, right, on defense. And they've done that. They've held them. The problem is their own offense hasn't answered their challenge, which was to score more.
Yeah, exactly. I remember you saying magic number was right around 20, and the offense has been the issue. You're right. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. Kirk Cousins last year started all 16 games but only led the Vikes to just one fourth-quarter comeback like he's trying to do here. They start the drive with Cook, and that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Now we've got movement up front, and I think this is going to be on Minnesota. And that false start penalty is certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long.
Right there. 54 Mike. I got it. 54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check. Watch 54. Watch.
Now Cousins. And he finds a man on a crossing route. And he coughed it up. The Vikings on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and 4. Now Cousins. And this is going to be incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good.
Let's go.
At their own 15-yard line.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. On play action, Wentz. And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. Danielle Hunter in there to get him sack number 14 for him on the year. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. On the handoff, it's Geis for a little juke. And they work this out past the 25. 22 yards there, a 1st down. Well, that looked like an example of what you said back in the first half. A running back of his size can really wear down a defense. I think he's starting to do that.
I think you're exactly right. And know what else he's doing? He's inspiring the rest of his team because they see this starting to happen as well. So that means they're going to redouble their efforts to help him out. Extra blocking, getting downfield, helping him out.
Yeah, the ball is knocked out, and the Vikings pick up the football. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
I know when you're looking at the scoreboard clock, we're getting near the end of this game, but they were in what was really called 4-minute offense, and that's practice, being taking care of the football, taking time off the clock, not giving them a chance to come back. But bottom line is, what did I say in the beginning? Taking care of the football. That didn't happen.
Didn't do it, a costly turnover. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. From the gun, it's a give to Cook. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Switch. 6-3. 218. Chop.
They run it again with Cook. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Any team that runs the toss and runs it successfully, that means they win the battle on the edges. That means you seal the edge in order to let your back get to the corner. They got it done there for a very nice game.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And they'll get him down right around the 16. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first timeout. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
And the question now, how do they want to work the clock here on 1st and goal? A field goal would give them the late lead. 2 minutes remain, and that's our score differential as well. 2 points here in the 4th quarter.
Let's go. Let's do this.
So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a first down in field goal range already. They'll run with Cook. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. Cousins gives way to Cook. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5. Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
Here we go, D. Check.
A toss to Cook. And he won't get close. Only a yard, 4th and 3. Have to kick this field goal, don't you?
No question about it. Look at the clock. Look at the situation. Kick the field goal.
The Eagles will take their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And Bailey able to knock it through. And the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute. All right, so time to reset here. It's a huge kick there, gives them the lead, but they've got to be careful that their celebrations aren't a little too premature.
You're exactly right about that, because there still is time for the other guys to run a few plays and get into field goal position. So this defense is going to need to come up with one final stop if they're going to get out of here with a victory.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. To throw is Wentz. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
Close to field goal range now. Get up, get set, and spike it.
Back to throw, Wentz. Now a desperation throw deep downfield, and he's got it. It's caught for a touchdown. And they have taken the lead here in the final seconds. Might be seeing that one on the highlight shows tonight. The home run ball here in the fourth quarter to take the lead.
There's nothing like being aggressive, preaching that to your team, and then following through. All the way through. Go ahead and throw one more up there. Why not?
Been a great game, and we are not done yet. Now Wentz going to lead the Eagles up to go for 2.
Come on, let's go. Hey, switch gears, switch gears. General Wentz.
Now Wentz to the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete. So the inability there to get the two-point conversion sort of leaves the door at least a little bit more ajar.
And puts the onus now on the kickoff team and the defense to make sure they don't give up a big play that puts them in position to lose.
Especially on this kickoff. Got to be careful.
First and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Jahan, what are you? Mike 54.
They'll look to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Cook. And a timeout is called. So now you're looking at probably just one final play from back in their own territory, and they're going to need a miracle. So second and inches after that first down completion went just shy of the marker. Back to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Rasul Douglas picks it, and they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line. The Eagles in good position to start out as they come up 1st and 10. Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them. So fly, Eagles, fly. It's a victory for Philadelphia. And I tell you, this was a fun one. Just a close game. Nothing comes easy in this league, as you know. They had to work for that victory.
I've got to go back to what you just said. Nothing comes easy in this league. How many times? Either way.